What is up, guys? It is Based Rudy here, back again with another video. Believe it or not, we are 15 subs away from 100. We can literally do it with this one single video. 15 subs. If we hit 100, we will do our first stream. First time in 4 years we've done a stream, and the first game I want to stream is Mario Kart World, obviously. So we can get 15 subs before June 5th. We will do a whole stream of day one with the Switch 2 and Mario Kart World. It'd be an awesome thing. So please, 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 if you enjoy the video, hit that sub button, hit that like button. It really helps the videos get further into the algorithm. Comment your thoughts on what we talk about on these videos. You see this comment, read it. Absolutely bonkers to see Switch 2 go toe-to-toe with a PS5 Pro in any capacity, let alone a modern game that just released. Wild. These kinds of comments are the reason why people say that Nintendo fans are unsufferable, and I don't blame them. What are we talking about? A Switch 2 go to toe-to-toe with the PS5 Pro? Are you serious right now? Like, look, again, I'm going to say, what the Switch 2 is going to do, it is impressive. I'm not saying that what the Switch 2 has is not good. 120 FPS handheld, VRR handheld is great. It's freaking awesome. The fact that we're going to have base PS4 power on a Nintendo console is great to me. I'm not undermining that fact, but the fact that we're getting so carried away with this kind of stuff, the comparisons that I've seen online, some of these freaking Nintendo YouTubers, again, I'm not going to name their names. You might know who they are. I'm not going to say them. I know I've glazed Nintendo and I've glazed this console. I'm very excited for the console, but this is too much, man. You guys are getting way too carried away. And we even had this video comparing, they related to Split Fiction PS5 Pro and the Switch 2. Let's look at this real quick. PS5 Pro, it looks crisp. Okay, obviously this is going to be 60 frames a second. I mean, this is the most powerful home console on the market right now. Obviously PC is more powerful. Okay, it looks great. Let's get to a Switch 2. Obviously, drop in quality there. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Okay, the Switch 2 still looks fine. You know, obviously, you're looking at very fine detail, but come on, we can't be acting like the Switch 2 is going to be a PS5. I've been seeing some of these YouTubers are like, the Switch 2 is pretty much a PS5. Like, the amount of fanboy that goes around in the console community. I get it. I'm a fan of Nintendo. I love Nintendo. They're my favorite video game company, but it's not the only place where video games exist on. People are starting to act like the Switch 2 is the only place you can play video games. It's not. Stop. This is why people say that Nintendo fans are unsufferable, man. See the detail right in this area. You can see. See? Definitely dropping quality. Is fine. I'm not mad at it. It's expected. See, even in the little window area, you see the drop in quality too. You see the quality change. See? Different. Lower textures, lower quality textures. And I'm going back to this comment again, man, because the amount of fanboyism that I see going around the internet right now with the Switch 2 is just absolutely ridiculous. Some of these fanboys. This is why people say that Nintendo fans are unsufferable. They act like the Nintendo Switch is the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be the only place to play video games. It's not. It is not. Stop it. Get some help. I own all three consoles. I own an Xbox Series S, I own a PS5, and I own a Nintendo Switch, and I will soon own a Nintendo Switch 2. Okay? Now, which one is my favorite out of the three? I'll be honest with you, it's my Switch. The Switch is my favorite. The Switch is my favorite console of all time. Right now, the Switch 2 is looking like it could be my favorite console of all time next, especially with just it being a Switch and being way more powerful. Like, I'm gonna love the thing. Like, it's gonna be. I can't wait to have it. Like, I'm super, super, super excited to get in my hands. But it's not gonna be the only place I play video games. Like the fact that I see some people online saying, yeah, I think GTA 6 might come to the Switch too. Like, okay, buddy. Okay, that is an absolutely ridiculous statement. You want to talk about an impossible port? That's an impossible port. I think Cyberpunk in itself is already an impossible port, and it looks pretty dang good. But I think GTA 6 is on another level of impossible port. I'm not going to miss out on GTA 6. Am I going to be upset? GTA 6 ain't going to be on the Switch too. No, I'm not. Because you know what? I'm going to play GTA 6, guess where? On my PS5. Oh, you know what's even crazier? I could play GTA 6 handheld right here, and I probably will. I probably will sink in so many hours on this thing. I can also play handheld. I'm not tripping because Nintendo's not the only place I play my video games on. Oh, Monster Hunter Wilds. I've heard that one too. Switch 2 is gonna, or Monster Hunter Wilds is gonna go on the Switch 2. No, it is not. The Switch 2 specs are nowhere near to be able to run Monster Hunter Wilds. That's another impossible port. They bring it to the Switch 2, it's probably gonna look like trash. Okay. Guess what? I'm not tripping because I can play it. Guess what? I play it on my PS5. Oh, I want to play in handheld? I can do that too. Look at that. And I know that I had a couple videos back where I talked about where the Switch 2 was where I said that it was overhated, okay? Because some people think that it's not even going to be PS4 power. Like, it is PS4 power. Like, now that we've seen the specs, that's where it's going to hit. In my other video where I mentioned that PS4 to PS5 wasn't a generational leap, I'm going to clear up that statement. I still stand by that. The PS4 to PS5 was not a generational leap in any means. I think graphics peaked at the PS4. And the reason why I talked about that is because people were starting to act like, PS4 graphics, like, that's trash. Like, did we forget the type of graphic fidelity that was possible on the PS4? Did we just forget about that? Like, Ghost of Tsushima, God of War Ragnarok, like, the amount of beautiful looking games that were on the PS4. Like, the fact that we have that kind of power coming to the Switch 2 is very exciting. But the reason why I said that the PS4 to the PS5 was not a generational leap, I'm not saying that the Switch 2 is pretty much a PS5. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the gap is going to be much smaller, okay? Because the gap right now is humongous. Like, from the Switch 2 to from the Switch 1 to the PS5 is a massive gap. They're talking about 2 generational leaps. That's how big the gap is. But at least from the Switch 2 to the PS5 won't be as big as a gap. That's why I talked about that the PS4 to the PS5 wasn't as big, was not a generational leap. Now, granted, the PS5 is still more powerful, but I'm just saying the gap is shortened by a lot. But still, the Switch 2 is not a PS5. Stop acting like it. There's going to be third-party games that don't make it on there, and that's completely fine. I am not bugging because I could just play it on my PS5. It's that simple. So stop with this stuff, okay? If you can only afford one console, then so be it. If you're going to ask me, I can only afford one, which one should I buy? I might tell you to buy a PS5. Now, if you're really into Nintendo exclusives, you really want Nintendo games, okay, buy a Switch 2, but just know, some third-party games are not going to make it on there. You have to accept that because it's not as powerful. And I know people are so caught up on the Street Fighter 6, the Xbox or the Switch 2 looking better than the Xbox Series S, which it does. It does. I've seen that clip. But you also have to take into account the Switch does have DLSS, which does help that. It could upscale images and make them look better than what they would on the Xbox Series S with some games. Okay, because the Xbox Series S doesn't have DLSS. But we got to stop with the massive glazing, okay?